Chris, did you ever play past the junior varsity level of basketball?
Well, I got asked to leave the varsity team. So yes, I did play varsity basketball, but I got asked to leave. We
And
had
why
some
did you get asked to leave?
creative differences with the coach.
And what kind of creative differences?
He thought that I was probably a little bit better at football, and they were like, "We don't want to risk you getting hurt and taking your time, so we need to get you out to run track and play football." So they said it's probably the best thing for you.
DC ain't even make JVT. I love it.
I 100% did, and I was asked to leave. And there's a lot of people out there that know why and that can stay. It's not something we need to dig up.
It was fighting was involved, if I'm not mistaken, correct? You beat somebody. Basically, you bullied somebody.
I was a lover, not a fighter, and I have the daughter to prove it. So.
Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to Big B Daily. We are live again every weekday, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, man. Woo! Welcome. This is your man, Big B. Good night last night for a lot of people. Little weird night for some other people, and a bad night for a few out there. We're going to break the NFL draft down today, man. So we appreciate everybody being here. First off, we're going to talk a little NBA. Let me kind of give you the rundown. We're going to talk a little NBA, get that out of the way because I still think that's important. We're going to spend the rest of the show talking about what happened in the draft. Winners, losers. We're going to spend some time talking about all of that because, like I said, it's important. Now, again, just follow along. If we're talking about pick number 5, don't ask about pick number 28. Okay, and I'm not ignoring you. I'm just telling you we're going to go in order. So be patient if you're out there. Follow along, make comments as we go along. Again, I'm not just ignoring you. I'm just saying if we're talking about pick 5, don't ask me about pick 28 because I'm not going to talk about that until we get to pick 28. Fair? That's fair. So let's get this thing moving. Again, as always, man, if you appreciate what we are doing and you want to support the show, there's links in the bio. Please do so. Stay active in the chat today. We're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff today, man. So we appreciate it. Let's get this thing going. So the Nuggets made the Lakers quit last night. I don't know if anybody paid attention. That was ugly. I mean, I didn't really pay. I was, YouTube TV. I love it. I should be a spokesman. So I was watching the end of the draft, and I started watching the Lakers game. And then when the draft went off, I watched. But they just made the Lakers quit. The Lakers just quit. I mean, look, everybody, of course, you're going to blame LeBron for everything if you don't like LeBron. That wasn't LeBron's fault last night. The Nuggets, number 1, are just better than the Lakers. That's number 1. Number 2, Snitch Russell. Unbelievable. No points. Nothing. Goose egg. Donut. Snitch Russell. Lord have mercy. Oh, 7 threes one game, no points the next game. I tell you what, boy. And like I said, I know everybody's going to blame LeBron because they blame LeBron for everything, but that was not his fault. Other than the press conference after the game, I think we know LeBron said it's just basketball, which basically means LeBron has quit. He knows they're beat, and that's it. So that's his way of deflecting. We all do it. He happens to do it on a worldwide stage. LeBron has quit. He knows they're beat. It is what it is. He knows it. He knows it. And the Lakers know it. So it was ugly, disgusting, but it is what it is. We all knew this was coming. We thought maybe the Lakers could put up a little bit of fight. Game 2 was the game. We all saw it. I told you guys. I said they blew game 2. They had their opportunity. They lost. I said they were going to get blown out in game 3. At least they didn't get blown out. because the Nuggets didn't play great. They just said, we're better than you. We're going to beat you. Now, the Lakers might get blown out in game 4 because they're going to quit. I mean, they've already quit. So it's over. I don't even want to talk about it anymore, really. That was over. It is what it is. Sorry, Laker fans. There's nothing else to say. You got your head beaten in. That's it. Let's move on. The 76ers and the Magic showed a little fight. Down to 2-0. They come back. And the next thing you know, Orlando blew out Cleveland. That's a series that nobody's even paying attention to. They blow out Cleveland. And Joel Embiid at 50% drops 50 on the Knicks. 50%. He's out there on one leg, hobbling around, throws in 50. Lord have mercy. If this guy was 75%, what would he be doing? They had nothing for Embiid last night. Jalen Brunson finally had a good game. It didn't matter. Embiid dominated the basketball game. Maxi's still doing his thing. I'm telling you, if the Sixers win game 4, I still like the Sixers in 6. I said it from the beginning. I'm not giving up on it. The Sixers in 6. So, and watch out for the Magic, quiet as it's kept. They didn't shoot the ball very well in the first 2 games. They shot it pretty well last night. Let them win game 2. They can stay. Cleveland's just so inconsistent. And as much as I love Donovan Mitchell, and I love Donovan Mitchell, I think he's great. I'm still not sure how good your team is if your best player is 6'2". It's just like the Knicks. It's like the Knicks. We all love Brunson, but if your best player is 5'10", I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. So we'll see. We'll see what happens the next couple of games, man. But NBA playoff basketball at its finest last night. In 2 games at its finest. The Laker game was just so disheartening, so disappointing. I'm sorry, Laker fans. I have nothing else to say. You gave it up. You stink. You quit. You quit. You were beat. And that was the end of it. That was the end of it. A good point. My man Darren Howard says, you quit, and I quit on my sunglasses. I can't even put on my sunglasses today. I didn't even put them on. I guess I should because I usually do. But you know what? Today, I want everybody to see my face because we're moving on from this NBA nonsense. We're talking NFL draft. Before we do, again, everybody, man, thank you all for showing up Monday through Friday, Big B Daily. If you like what we're doing and want to support the channel, you know how to do it. Stay active in the chat. More importantly, click the links in the bio. That'll help you get to where you're trying to go if you want to support us. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. So let's move on. Again, now we're going to cover this NFL draft stuff. And again, as I mentioned before, if we're talking about pick 5, let's just talk about pick 5. Don't ask about pick 28. Don't do that. We'll get there. I promise you we will get there. But we're talking about pick 5. We're going to talk about pick 5. So first off, let's just go down the list here. Let's just go down the list of who's good and who is not. What they did pick by pick. Number 1, the Bears. Look, the Bears took Caleb Williams. He was the best quarterback in the draft. They needed a quarterback. The pick I think is great. So I think it's great. Caleb Williams was better than everybody else. You knew they were going to take him. They did. No surprise. I like the pick. Number 2, Jaden Daniels. I'm not a big Jaden Daniels guy. I think he's okay, but I'm just not that high on him. I'm not. He's kind of a one-year wonder. I'm not that high on Jaden Daniels, but he did have a really good season last year. You can't take that away from him. So, do we like the pick? Yeah, we like it. I mean, Washington needed a quarterback. I thought they should have taken Drake May because I think Drake May is better than Jaden Daniels, but it is what it is. They had to get a quarterback. This is the quarterback they locked in on. Good for them. The Patriots, I was for sure the Patriots were going to move back, but maybe they were asking too much of a haul from somebody to move up, so they don't. And the Patriots take Drake May. I like Drake May. I like Caleb Williams 1, Drake May 2, Jaden Daniels 3. So I think the Patriots got good value there. I like Drake May. So I know there's a lot of people that like Jaden Daniels more, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Now, my man Wakan says that Chicago has a problem when developing quarterbacks. They do, the history, but here's the thing that I will say about the Bears. This organization doesn't necessarily have a problem. Like this general manager, or I should say this administration, not the organization, this administration within the Bears doesn't have a history of not being able to do that. This general manager, like, he didn't draft Justin Fields. This is his first draft. So, all the people that are involved making football decisions, they didn't draft them. So maybe it'll work out. I think possibly it will. So I think possibly it will work out. But we'll see. And number 4, again, people were talking about Arizona trading back to get more picks, which I wouldn't have hated, by the way. I wouldn't have hated if they decided they wanted to move back, because Arizona needs players. They need a lot of them. But they already had 2 first-round picks. No need. Go out there and help. You got this quarterback. You've got him under contract. Go out there and get the best receiver in the draft. Marvin Harrison Jr., no-brainer, people. No-brainer. I love it. I love it. So, Los Angeles, Joe Alt couldn't be a better pick. Some people are like, well, did y'all hear that crazy rumor that the Chargers were going to trade Justin Herbert to Minnesota? And Minnesota, they were going to give him this big haul, and that Herbert was going to be in Minnesota, and then the Chargers were going to draft J.J. McCarthy. Are you crazy? Come on, man. In what world do you give up a proven quarterback? Now, as hard as I am on Justin Herbert, and I am hard that he's got to be better in bigger spots, do more to earn the reputation, don't tell me he's not better than J.J. McCarthy. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I mean, Jim Harbaugh can love J.J. McCarthy all he wants. He's in charge of the Chargers now. He's not giving up that guy just so he can have, yeah, exactly. That was a Harbaugh smoke theory. Exactly. He's not giving up Herbert for some guy he loved in college. No. Joe Alt made most sense. I love the pick. He's going to come in and play right away. Right away. So, and they're talking about Trey Pipkins. What are they going to do with him? He's either going to move inside or he's going to be a swing tackle. Joe Alt's coming in and being a starter from day one. Period. End of story. So that's just the way that it's going to happen there in the Chargers. I like that pick. Great pick. Number 6, Malik Neighbors for the Giants. Look, if you're not going to take a quarterback, which, look, you signed Daniel Jones. You did that, Giants. So you did that. So, I mean, if you're going to do it, you might as well go ahead and get yourself a wide receiver and give him an opportunity. I don't think he's going to take advantage of the opportunity because I don't think he's very good, but it is what it is. You got the quarterback. Give him a wide receiver. Give him a weapon. Malik Neighbors is just that. Super fast, elite route runner, good hands, second best receiver. And it wasn't by miles that Marvin Harrison was better than him. It wasn't by miles. I like the pick. Good for him. Good for him. Number 7, J.C. Latham. I thought it was a little bit of a reach, people. I thought it was a little bit of a reach. Now, don't get me wrong. Latham is good. Latham is good. But I thought there were some other tackles that were better than him. I had one in particular that was rated higher than him. We'll talk about that guy later. He got drafted at number 20. But I digress. But Latham is good. They needed a tackle. They went O-line last year. You got this young quarterback. You go O-line last year in the first round. You go O-line again this year. Last year, you got a guard. This year, you're getting a left tackle. I like it. So, you need that. Titans are trying to get good quickly. Be careful not looking at the Titans. The Titans are going to be okay. Now, here we go, people. The number 8, the Atlanta Falcons. What in the hell were the Atlanta Falcons thinking? What are they thinking? I don't get it. And here's the thing. I don't blame, Michael Penix Jr. People out there are blaming Michael Penix. I'm like, I don't blame him. It's not his fault. He didn't do anything. He got picked. But I don't blame Michael Penix Jr. Who I do blame are the Atlanta Falcons. What in the hell are you doing, Atlanta? I mean, you just gave a quarterback 4 years, $180 million with $100 million guaranteed. I had somebody arguing with me earlier on another platform that said, I don't know why you think this is such a bad pick. You don't know that Penix ain't going to take over the job this year. What? The hell are you talking about, man? So let me get this straight. You gave a guy $100 million just to sit him on the bench? Oh, my God. I mean, I know the internet is crazy. I know it's wild. But you're going to tell me that Kirk Cousins, we gave him all this money, but we like Penix better. We're putting him on the bench. Get out of here. Golly. He's going to be there for at least 3 years, and he's going to be the starter. You just took a guy that can't help you right now. And by the time Penix is going to start, he's going to be 27 years old. What are you doing, Atlanta? Arthur Blank, for allowing this. Raheem Morris. Man, you just got your second shot at this, man. After a long time. What are you doing? And the Falcons are ready to win now. That's the thing. The Falcons can win now. Somebody over here on a different platform is talking to me about the future. How is Michael Penix the future when you're ready to win now? And I get it. Yeah, down the road. Who cares? If Kirk Cousins was the Falcons quarterback last year, they'd have won 3 more games and they'd have won the damn division. The Falcons are ready to win. They need guys right now to help them win. Oh, my God. Not to mention, Dallas Turner was sitting right there for you to draft. Sitting right in your hands for you to draft. You've had 81 sacks over the last 3 seasons. 81, which is horrendous. And you've got the best pass rusher in the draft available to you. He falls to you. Nope, we don't need that guy. We don't need him. Unbelievable. We don't need him. Hey, whatever, Atlanta. Whatever. You keep making those great decisions out there in Atlanta. Keep making those great decisions. Excuse me. My man Ben Tatum said the Falcons draft like auto pick in fantasy. Yes. That is terrible. But we're going to move on, man. I can't keep talking about them. It just makes me laugh. Number 9, Chicago. Chicago killed the first round of the draft. I don't care what anybody says. Rome, Udeze. You get your quarterback. You get a receiver. And I know people will think, well, they got receivers. First of all, this is the passing league. So the more receivers that you can have, the better. Number 2 is how long is Keenan Allen going to be there? He's there this year. You going to be there next year? Probably not. Makes perfect sense. Chicago, if they can figure some stuff out on defense, Chicago just might be ready to win right now, people. They just might be ready to win. Minnesota moved up. I like it. They take J.J. McCarthy. I don't think McCarthy – I'm one of the people that say we don't know about McCarthy, but I think he can be okay just because we don't know. But I like the pick. I do. Thanks for the gift, by the way. Somebody said, see the Falcons in the Super Bowl. Okay. Okay. You know, I mean, I'll say this. If somebody's saying because the Falcons took Michael Penix Jr., they're going to end up in the Super Bowl, you know my line, people. Stop saying that out loud, man. They're going to lock your ass up in a padded room. Stop it. Stop. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Anyway, back to reality. J.J. McCarthy, we don't know because he just didn't get the opportunities. That doesn't mean he can't do it. It just means his team didn't need him to do it. Vikings needed a quarterback. This is who they thought was the guy. Since Penix was already gone, it's J.J. McCarthy it is. Good move by them. Good move. The Jets, on the other hand, take a tackle. Fashanu, I like it. They need offensive line help. I know they've got Morgan Moses. They got Tyron Smith. But those guys are a little older, especially Smith. He's a little long in the tooth. I like the pick here. Get your tackle for the future. Lord knows that the Jets have needed offensive line help. They keep missing on it. Hopefully this is not a mix. Number 12, I think the Broncos are reaching. Bo Nix, I don't think he can do it. I don't think he's a starter. I think the Broncos got fleeced. Too bad, so sad. Too bad, so sad. I have no idea why you would think Bo Nix. You could have gotten Bo Nix in the second round, not the third, but in the second round. But to take him at 12, Broncos, you're not a quarterback away. You had other needs. You could have moved back. You could have done a lot of stuff. But to take Bo Nix at 12, good luck. I mean, good luck. Yeah, I just, whatever, man. Whatever. Oh, man. It's just, sometimes you think, what are these teams, what are they doing? The Raiders, look, Brock Bowers, to get yourself another weapon at 13, I agree. Brock Bowers is a really good player. He's probably a top 5 player in this draft if you're just talking actual player for player. But I thought the Raiders needed offensive line help. I think they need offensive line help more than they needed another tight end. That's just my personal opinion. It's not that Bowers is bad, because he's not. It's not that he can't help them, because he can. But I thought they had other pressing needs. I thought offensive line, I just thought linebacker, corner, they could have went a lot of different ways. Tight end, But, again, Bowers is a good player. So if you can find other needs, the ways to help you down the road, I don't necessarily hate it. So do I think that the Bo Nix pick is going to turn into a Mac Jones situation? No, because Sean Payton will help Bo Nix. Mac Jones got no help in New England. Now, I don't think Mac Jones is very good. I don't think he's very good, but he got no help in New England at all. None. No coaching help, no weapons help. He got nothing. And so, it turned out it is what it is. They'll try to help Bo Nix. I just don't think Bo Nix is any good. That's just my opinion. So, yeah, the Raiders need a line, man. The Raiders need a line. So, but it is what it is. 14, Talise Fuaga. Look, I wanted the Steelers to take him, but it was only if he was going to be available. He wasn't going to be at 20. The Saints did a good job. They needed an offensive line, and this is a really good one. I think he's a plug-and-play guy at right tackle immediately. He'll be the Saints' right tackle as long as he wants to be there. He's that good. And I think he starts immediately. I don't care who they got. So, a former All-Pro, Ryan Ramczyk. Former. So, not to mention the guy's been hurt, serious knee injuries for years. It's time to move on. I think Fuaga moves right in, and he's the starter from day one. He's the starter from day one. Colts at number 15 got an edge rusher. I think it's Latu. I'm sure I'm butchering his name. I apologize, but it is what it is. Good edge rusher. Was at Washington, was told he needed to retire, and comes back and is a dominant player, All-American at UCLA. I think if you don't have, and they mentioned it last night, and they're right, if they don't have the neck issues that they talked about, he might have been top 10. But he goes to the Colts at 15. The Colts needed some more pass rush. Good for them. Good for them, because I think he was the second best pass rusher in the draft. So good for him. Byron Murphy to Seattle at 16, defensive tackle. That's a need. They definitely need it. Good pick. Byron Murphy didn't get all the accolades that Sweat got, who was his teammate at Texas, but he was better than Sweat. Sweat made a few splash plays. He was more flashy. Byron Murphy's better. He's better. And the Seahawks got the better of the two. The best defensive tackle, in my opinion, in the draft. They could have done worse. Good pick by Seattle. Solid. Minnesota comes back at 17. And what do? They take Dallas Turner. Atlanta. They took Dallas Turner. Atlanta Falcons. They took – no, I apologize. I still can't believe it, but it is what it is. Yes, Minnesota got better. Minnesota had a great draft. Great draft. Now, it depends if you like McCarthy. A lot of people don't like McCarthy. I'm still But for what they needed a quarterback. They took a quarterback. So I'm still not a big fan of the guy that nobody's talking about, and then all of a sudden he rises up the draft board the last month before the draft, and he gets drafted in the top 10. Well, I'm iffy. I'm iffy. Next, 18. This one hurt my soul. Amarius Mims goes to the Bengals. It's because I don't like the Bengals. The Bengals got better. Mims is outstanding. The Steelers needed a tackle, and I did not want the Bengals to get Mims. The Bengals got better. Don't care what anybody says. You can talk about their franchise being ridiculous. It is, but the Bengals got better. Mims is going to play, and I think they got Trent Brown. He can learn from Trent Brown and Orlando Brown. Now, you don't want to learn a whole lot from Orlando Brown because Orlando Brown's not that good, but Amarius Mims can be. Big, athletic for his size, physical. If he can sit for a year and work on his technique, whoo, Cincinnati got a guy. They got a guy. 19, Jarrod Verse, edge rusher out of Florida State. Could have come out last year and been a third-round pick. Comes out this year. He's a first-round pick at 19. That's exactly what you want from a guy. Hey, I want to come out. You're a third-round pick. I think I'm better than that. Go back to school, young man. Work on this. He did. Now he's a first-round pick. They needed an edge rusher. The Rams got better. So they got better. Number 20, Troy Fatino. Either way, I can't pronounce his name all the way yet. All I know is the Steelers got a run stuffer, or not a run stuffer, a road grader that's knocking people off the line of scrimmage. He's nasty, he's athletic, and he's going to start from day one. I'm sorry, Dan Moore Jr. They keep talking about, he's going to come in and compete for the job with Dan. Shut up. Shut up. We're moving Broderick Jones over to left tackle. He's going in at right tackle. Boom, that's the way it is. End of story. Stop the nonsense, people. Stop the nonsense. Day one starter. Oh, great pick. So let me catch up on some comments here real quick, people. My man Pat Cockrell. Hopefully the O-tackle pick works out. We'll get there. Murphy, I like him too. I do too. The Raiders would have taken Bo Nix if the Broncos didn't. I don't know, man. I know they were talking about it, but I don't know. I'm not a Bo Nix guy, so I apologize. I'm not a Bo Nix fan. I am not a Bo Nix fan. So you have your our best linebacker, Devin Bush. You think Devin Bush was the Steelers' best linebacker? Yeah, I know you're just kidding. You have to be just kidding. Devin Bush been on 3 teams last 3 years. Yeah, the Steelers don't want him, don't need him. Goodbye. So how would I describe? I'm not even going to get into that. He had the best living room live cam. Yeah, he did. He sure did. Steelers did well. To be able to get this guy as a top 10 pick all the way at 20, I love it. I love it. Dolphins take Chop Robinson. This will be one of the bust of the draft. What they're thinking about. Chop Robinson had 11 sacks in 3 years, people. Just think about that for a second. He had 11 sacks in 3 years playing at Penn State. I mean, where's the explosion? Where's something? This will be the bust of the first round. Mark my words. Chop Robinson. Nope. Not going to have it. Not going to have it. It is what it is. The Eagles. Quinion Mitchell. I didn't have him as the best corner, but most people did. They get him at 22. In what world, in what draft do the Eagles, or does anybody in any draft, the best corner goes number 22? Lord have mercy. All these daggone draft picks early, offensive picks. But that's where the league is right now, man. It's offensive league. We need offense. We need quarterbacks. We need receivers. We need linemen. I mean, that's it. But the best corner in the draft, the first one taken, goes 22. And the Eagles desperately needed a corner. They got a good one here. Jacksonville, Brian Thomas Jr. Love it. Love it. He's a one-year wonder. I'm a little leery of that, but they absolutely had to have a guy. Good for them, man. Good for them. Traded back, got what they needed, got extra picks, and still got the wide receiver that they were looking for. That's good for them. That's excellent for them. So, Pearland, 11 sacks in 3 years is wild for a first-round pick. Yeah, it is, man. Like I said, he's going to be the bust of the draft. I mean, there'll be some others, but that'll be the biggest one. Come on, man. You got to be able to get more than 11 sacks in 3 years. I mean, come on. Come on. But maybe he gets better because, again, you know me, I don't root for anybody to be bad. I just don't. Unless you're playing the Steelers. I don't root for people to be bad. Terrion Arnold, who a lot of people said was the best corner in the draft. Detroit gets him. They trade with Dallas. Dallas had their thumb up their nose for some reason. They trade back. Why? I have no clue. But we'll get into that later. But either way, Detroit needed a corner, and they got a really good one. The thing that I liked his interview. I liked Terrion Arnold's interview. Now, it's still yet to be seen, but he came out and he said, you know what? You got the best player off the field. He said, I'm a good guy. How many guys say that nowadays, man? Thanks for the gift, man. We appreciate it. But how many guys are coming out and saying that, you know what? I'm a good guy off the field. That's not what people are saying these days. Good for him. We need some of that in this world, don't you think? We need some of that in this world. I like the pick, man. I do. I like the pick. But, yeah, the Cowboys had some needs, and they could have taken their guy right there. And I know they got a third-round pick, but I don't know. Yeah, Green Bay, Jordan Morgan, tackle out of Arizona. A lot of people don't know a whole lot about him. You should get to know a lot about him because he's really good. He'll be their next tackle the next 7 to 10 years. And he's that good, people. He's that good. Get to know him. I know it's not flashy. I know a lot of people weren't talking a whole ton about him. Get to know him, Packers fans. You got a good one. That's a good pick from Green Bay. 26. See, that this is where the Cowboys, they needed a replacement at center. You're sitting at 24. You've got the guy, and yet you don't take him. Oh, well, Graham Barton, universal. People thought he was going to be the best center in the draft. There he goes at number 26 to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay needed a center. Plug and play. Plug and play. So, they needed a center bad. Ryan Jensen retired. Their center last year was horrible. Plug and play guy. Thought the Steelers might take him at number 20, but because tackles were available, the Steelers got they got what they needed first, but Graham Barton is going to be really good in Tampa. Arizona, one of their picks from last year, Darius Robinson, an edge from Missouri. We'll see. I mean, he got better. Again, he's another guy that could have come out last year. They were saying 4th or 5th round pick last year. So good for him. He comes back, and he's a first-round pick. So good for him. I like it. But we'll see. We'll see down the road. We will see down the road. So, I don't think so, Uncle Matt. I don't think they could have got him in the 2nd round, man, where they're picking. I don't think they could have. Graham Barton was going to go. I think somebody was going to take him in the 1st round. I don't think they could have waited. I don't think they could have waited. So, but I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, Cowboys letting them get Terry and Arnold. Ugh. They had an opportunity. My man, BuzzTube TV. I would put your comments up, man, but this is not – Cleveland Browns didn't even draft. Nobody. So, this is not the Cleveland Browns hour, brother. We want to talk to you, but all you're talking about is the Cleveland Browns. I mean, they didn't have a draft pick, man, so I'm sorry. I appreciate you being here, though, man. I really do. Where are we at? Kansas City Chiefs, number 28. Buffalo Bills weren't even trying in this draft. Initially, they weren't trying. I don't know what they were thinking. We'll get into it later. We'll get into that later. Either way, the Chiefs got better. Xavier Worthy. Now, the thing about Xavier Worthy, he's super fast. Lord have mercy. 4.21 in the 40. We love him. We love the speed. To go with Hollywood Brown. Had some hands issues, but he broke his hand the year before. That's why he dropped some passes. He was better this year. He's also not just a speed guy. You go turn on the tape. This guy runs the route tree well. Xavier Worthy is he's fast, but he slows it down, gets in and out of cuts. He's a receiver. He's not just a speed guy. So the Chiefs, they're going to like what they get out of him. They're going to like he's a little light, he's light, but he's fast and he can catch. And that's what they need. He's fast and he can catch. So, but yeah, I'm still trying to figure out Buffalo's tactics. I'm just trying to figure out their tactics, but we'll get into that. Cowboys move back here. They take Tyler Guyton. It's not that I don't like the pick. I like Tyler Guyton. I don't think he's bad. I know a lot of people think Tyler Guyton's bad or that they reached. I don't think they reached. I think Tyler Guyton was fine. He's a little bit of a project, so he's going to need some work. But I don't think the pick there, I think it was the strategy is what people are frustrated with the Cowboys, is that they needed a center. The best center in the draft dropped in their lap, and they didn't do anything. So then they take Guyton. Now they're taking it out on Guyton. It's not his fault. He'll be okay. Like I said, he needs some fine-tuning, but he will be okay. So he will be okay. I like that. Then look at the Ravens. The Ravens, I thought Nate Wiggins was the best corner in the draft. They get him at 30. I mean, what are we doing? Can somebody – how does do the Ravens draft good for 30 years? I mean, what in the hell, man? They always draft good. What I mean, golly. And look, that's me being bitter because I'm a Steelers fan. They're our rival. I know it. But how do they get the best corner? And like I said, A lot of people thought he was the best corner in the draft. How did they get this guy at number 30? How is that possible? Gosh. Oh, so again, the Ravens get better. Great pick for them at 30. Great pick, great value. 49ers, Ricky Pearsall. It looks like they're maybe trying to get rid of Brandon Ayuk. They're going to do something there. But Pearsall, I mean, he's okay. I don't know that he was a first-round pick. I think this is a little bit of a reach. There were other guys that they could have taken. But he did a lot at Florida. I'll admit, he did a lot at Florida. I'm just not impressed. But, hey, he goes into that system. Again, I hope he's not bad. I never root for anybody to be bad. I just think there may have been some other guys they could have taken. And then last pick, Carolina moves up one spot from the first pick in the second round to the last pick in the first round. I like the move. I hate the pick. Xavier Legette, he 1-year wonder. No, there were plenty of other guys they could have taken. And they don't need to sell tickets. This guy, I know he played at South Carolina. You don't need to sell tickets. The NFL. Go draft somebody else, man, that can produce for you. But, I mean, he's got the measurables, but we didn't see multiple years of production. Hopefully it works out for him. So that's kind of where we are, man. That's kind of where we're at with it. So my man Rob Johnson, what's going on, Rob? The best DV in the draft is Mitchell? I don't know. It's not that I don't like him. I just have a different opinion. That's all. 49ers pick was a reach. Yeah, it was. Bill's probably going to take Keon Coleman. There's other guys out there for them. But you're right. That's kind of the receiver. They want a big guy. They need a big guy, big-bodied receiver. But Deion Coleman's got catch issues. They just got rid of one of those guys. And Gabe Davis, a fast guy that's got hands issues. So, but I don't know. So Cooper DeJean, here's a question. My man Ty. What's going on, Ty? Thanks for coming over to this platform, man. We appreciate it. He says Cooper DeJean lands in the second round. Yeah. Where does he land in the second round? I don't know. I think he'll go early to mid. I don't think he's going to fall late. But here's the thing. Cooper DeJean is not an outside corner. He's just not. He's a slot corner / safety. That's going to be his position in the NFL. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't take those guys in the first round, though. That's the thing. You're not taking a safety / slot corner in the first round like that. You're just not. The safety position is the next one to be devalued. Remember, running back got devalued. Now it looks like safety is being devalued. So I think he'll get picked early to mid in the second round. Still a great talent. But it's just there's not the need anymore for these great. They're not paying the safeties like they used to pay them. Those days like the Mika Fitzpatrick contracts and stuff like that. Yeah, those days are over for safeties. I mean, I want everybody to get paid, but it is what it is. They're not doing that for safeties anymore, man. So we'll see. We will see. Now, lastly here, we're going to talk about the winners and the losers of the draft. So, in my opinion, let's start off with the winners. Let's start off there. Now, again, you guys, and let me know, and get active in the chat. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Again, thank you, Rudy. We appreciate it, man. Let me know if you guys agree with the winners or the losers, and we'll break some of that down. First off, I'm a homer, and when you're a homer, you start with your team first. The Steelers, absolutely, we're winners. You get a top 10 talent at number 20 at the position of need that you need the most. Absolutely. I love that pick. So Steelers were winners. Unfortunately, the Ravens were winners. Oh my goodness. Again, you get that kind of talent at number 30. Nate Wiggins, Lord have mercy. The Ravens are definitely winners. The Chiefs were winners. one of their rivals decided to trade up or to trade back and give them a position of need and let them get the guy that they want, I don't even see why the Bills would even do business. They were talking last night because Andy Reid and Sean McDermott are friends. Who cares, man? I want to beat you. We can be friends, but I still want to win. Oh. The Bears were winners. Caleb Williams, you get the best player in the draft, and then you get arguably the second best wide receiver at number 9. Yeah, you're winning. And the Bears won, period. The Cardinals won. You get Marvin Harrison Jr. Lord have mercy. And number 4, and then you come back and number 23, or no, it was number 27, I'm sorry. And you address a problem, an edge rusher. Now, I'm not sure how great he's going to be, Darius Robinson, but we'll see. But I think the Cardinals had a good draft, and then the Vikings had a good draft. So, very good. Very good. Did I get a shot in the NFL? I got a shot. I just wasn't good enough. There's a higher level, man. Look, I was a starter for 2 years at K-State. In 2 of K-State's best teams they've ever had, the NFL's another level. So, and I don't feel bad about it. There's another level. It just is what it is. So those are the winners. Steelers, Ravens, Chiefs, Bears, Cardinals, Vikings. Anybody else out there that you guys think are actual winners? Now, I'm not saying that other people didn't have good drafts. That's not what I'm saying so far. I'm just talking about actually really, really winning the first round. That's who I think won the first round. So that's who I have got. Now, the losers. Well, here's one. Pearland thinks that the Saints won with their pick. You know what? I would say, yeah, you're right. The Saints did win too. I think and I can be honest, I think the Saints, I look at the Saints so bad because they're quarterback. And I'm like, man, no matter what they do, they're not going to win when you got Carr as your quarterback. And I think that's why I always look at the Saints a little sideways. But you're right. The Saints won too. It's a good observation. I got to stop being biased. So let's move on to the losers. Look, the Falcons. Oh, my God. You take a guy that's not going to play for 3 years, that can't help you win right now, that he's a backup, that you know is going to be a backup. Lord have mercy. You talk about losing. That is losing. Lord have mercy. Now, the Bills. Look, the Bills lost because the Bills traded with a team that they can't beat, and you allowed that team to get better. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? And look, I understand that they traded back and they're going to get the first pick of that's why I have a mixed bag, because I think the move back to the second round, look, it's got money implications, all this kind of stuff for the second round pick, but I think you got to put them in the loss category when they trade with one of the rivals, not necessarily rival, but a team that you can't beat, that you're trying to compete to get to the Super Bowl and you can't beat them, and you trade with them and allow them to get better. That's a loss in my book. So the Broncos, Bo Nix, what are we doing? At 12? Oh, yeah, the Broncos, they lost. The Panthers, and the reason the Panthers, look, I don't dislike the move to move up one spot, I guess, to the first round. I don't know why you do that, but whatever. But then to take the guy that they took, Leggett, there's so many other receivers out there that you could have taken. To me, that's a big loss. It's just craziness. And then the Cowboys. The Cowboys needed a center. I'm not saying they didn't need a tackle, but they needed a center more. The center was the best center in the draft was available to you. You trade back. I get it. You get a third round pick. I'm not saying that that's not a good thing, because it is. But when you need a center and he's there for you to take, and you can't make a – because remember, if you heard, it came down to the last minute, which means they couldn't get a deal done, which means somebody probably made the Cowboys bend over backwards, and they did. I don't like it. I don't like it. So, but it is what it is, man. But those are the losers: Falcons, Bills, Panthers, Cowboys, Broncos. I don't know if the Raiders, somebody's saying that the Raiders are losers. I don't know. Again, because it's not that Bowers can't help them. They had other needs, I think more pressing needs, but I wouldn't put them in the loser category. Like Bowers isn't a bad pick. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad pick. They just had other needs, more pressing needs. But he's a good player. You know, the Falcons lost. That's the definitions of a loss, is what the Falcons did. The Raiders, not necessarily, the Raiders didn't lose. They just didn't take the biggest position of need. But the Raiders, I wouldn't say that's a loss. I think they did fine. Yeah, there you go, Sideshow. There it is. Good point. He said the Raiders did okay. Yeah, the Raiders did okay. Raiders did okay. Now, I don't know if I like the Dolphins. No, Chop. Yeah. I like the Dolphins, but they might have been losers. Yeah. But I was trying not to be too hard on Chop. But again, you take a guy that's got 11 and a half. Look, I played with a guy who had 11 and a half sacks in a year. I mean, and there's lots of guys that had 11 and a half sacks in a season. You're telling me after 3 years, that's what you can put up? Oof. I don't know. So maybe they double teamed him a lot. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But I turned on the tape. I don't know that I liked what I saw, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. My man, Uncle Mac, when Arthur Blank came in for an explanation for the GM for the pick. Yeah. GM did everything in his power to try to sell that one. I just don't get it, people. I just don't get it. And again, I want to make sure that I'm clear. It's not that I think that Michael Penix Jr. is a bad football player, because I don't. I think he's fine. I don't think he's going to be spectacular, but I think he's fine. I think he can be a competent quarterback in the NFL. But when you had a glaring need at pass rush, and there were several of them available to you, because no defensive guy had even been taken. So they were right there. And you decide to take a quarterback that's not going to play for you for 3 years? Lord have mercy. I just don't understand it. I literally don't understand it. Unless they think that the rest of these pass rushers are going to be available down the road. Silly. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, I'm trying. Arthur was pissed. I was like, there's no scenario where the conversation ends well. And yeah, you're right, Pierre Lynn. There was no scenario where Arthur was like, hey, man, I like this. No, he didn't like that pick. And neither did anybody else. And then did you all see where the general manager tried to come out and explain to the press? Well, anytime you can get a guy with these kind of intangibles, he's not playing. Who cares about his? What do you need, a guy with intangibles to run the scout team? What are we doing, Falcons? Lord have mercy. Oh, man, did you see the scout team quarterback? Boy, he had a ton of intangibles out there. Oh, man. He was reading those play cards perfectly. Man, I don't know if we can get another guy to read those play cards. Jiminy Christmas. It's just whatever. It'll get better, Falcons fans. It'll get better. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to get better. It has to get better. It can't get a whole lot worse, can it? It's got to get better today. So, whew. Oh, well. What are you going to do, people? Like I said, that was the draft. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Unfortunately, tonight, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss. First of all, I'm going to tape it. So I'll have to catch up tomorrow morning or on, tomorrow morning on what happened. I got somebody planned a wedding that I have to go to tonight. Somebody planned a wedding. Now, here's the thing. I want to go to the wedding. That's the thing, because the wedding is going to be a good time. I love the people that are getting married. I think it's going to be fun. But first of all, it's on a Friday, which, hey, man, you got to save a buck wherever you can save a buck these days. Having a wedding on a Friday, I have no problem with that. But during the draft, and and they know, because they are big-time Cowboys fans. They know that the draft is right now. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But it is what it is. So I'll figure out a way. During the reception, I'm going to slip on my phone. I'll slip away. I'll go to the bathroom for 15 minutes or something like that. Hey, man, my stomach's bothering me. Oh, man, I got to go to the bathroom or something. I'll figure out a way to get some draft time in, figure out what's going on, what's good and bad. So I apologize. I won't be, because I plan on doing something good tonight, but I won't be able to do it. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Tell him I got turf toe. What are you talking about, Uncle Matt? What do you mean tell him I got turf toe? Oh, man. No, it'll be fine, man. It's going to be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine, But, man, did y'all like the draft? I love the draft. I love every bit of it. I love prepping for it. I love doing the research on people. I like the picks. I like arguing with the picks because none of us know. We don't know until we get there. But I like all of it. I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight. Again, rounds 2 and 3, intriguing. My Steelers, we got to get back. We got to get a center. We got to get a center. Zach Frazier, hopefully he's still there. I think he's going to be there at 51. I think he's going to be there, people, at 51. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And if we can pull it off, we go center, and then we go corner or receiver in the third round. We got 2 picks in the third round, people. The Steelers is setting up nice. Look, I'm a homer. Don't be mad at me. The Steelers got something going on. We got something going on. Omar Khan, we trust. In Omar Khan, we trust, damn it. That's just the way it is. So, but there are a lot of other teams out there, man, that did well. There's a lot of other teams that did well in the draft this year. So, we'll see. And will you please stop with the TJ Tampa? No TJ Tampas. No TJ Tampas. So, if my Bucks can get Peyton Wilson, I'll be happy. Yeah. I mean, Tampa did well. Look, Tampa did well. Graham Barton, yeah, they're going to love him. They're going to love him. Physical, smart, yeah, they're going to love him. Underrated, that's going under the radar, is the Chargers. Joe Alt is really good, people. He's really good. I think that's going under the radar on how good a draft pick that was. I know it's not the sexy pick or anything like that, but he was the best tackle in the draft. They got him at number 5. It was a position of need. I think they're going to be better. So we'll see what happens, man. Other than that, I appreciate everybody being here, man. Thanks, everybody. Remember to subscribe, like. Do me a favor. If go outside of this and go to the video, I know all y'all are commenting on the chat, and I appreciate that, man. But if you could do me a favor, because it really helps in the algorithm, go outside of the chat and into the actual video and comment on the video. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Also, hit the notification bell. Again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time. We are live, Big B Daily. And again, as always, if you appreciate what we're doing and you like for us to continue and you like it and you want to help support the channel, please click on the links in the bio. There's a multitude of ways that you can do so. We love you guys. Thank you. The draft again tonight. There's some NBA playoffs if you're into that. Last night it was kind of bummer for me, but it is what it is. So a big sports weekend this weekend, man. Big sports weekend. So we'll be back on Monday to wrap all of it up in a bow and bring it to you again, man. Y'all have a good, nice, safe weekend. Aloha.